However, those charges will not affect the recent indictments of the two McMichaels and Mr. William Bryant, who are now been indicted for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Now, I've got DeWitt Lacy with us here now. Talk to us about ex post factos, how the Georgia laws are moving towards having hate crimes. I believe there's only 3 states now that do not have hate crimes in the book. I believe it's South Carolina, Arkansas, and Wyoming. Georgia being the fourth last one to kind of drop that status. How do you make of this movement towards hate crimes are now a thing in Georgia?
I think it is a very significant move by the state to enact this type of law. Of course, you know, these type of laws are regular in many other parts of the country, and Georgia is a little late to the party, if you will, in making sure that people's rights are not violated, especially with regards to race. However, you know, it does not apply retroactively. That's commonplace. You know, if there's a new law in place, it is not going to apply retroactively, even to ongoing litigation that's happening. So that's not a surprise necessarily there. What would be a surprise if the DOJ did something about this. Now, there are clearly racial implications in this killing of Ahmaud Arbery. And although the district attorney doesn't have the ability to file a criminal action against these guys under some hate crime statute, because there was none at the time that the indictment was filed, the Justice Department can, and they can take federal action. But I think we'd be surprised to see the DOJ really take that type of stance, especially considering who's in charge of that office.
Now, DeWitt, I want to show you the DA Holmes' response to the indictment, some of the hate crime charges, and I want to see if that changes your calculus as to whether or not the DOJ would jump in here. Let's take a listen.
Speak to the hate bill crime passing the House yesterday and being probably signed into law by the governor. Is that retroactive? Will it affect this case?
It is not retroactive. So it has, as you stated, been passed by both houses of the legislature, has not been signed by the governor yet. If this bill had been signed prior to the incident date of this case, then it might be something that we'd be able to look at for this case. But in that it was not, it will not be something that we are able to consider under state law.
Now, DeWitt, you said during the break this is an ex post facto issue. This is as old as the term ex post facto, which is a Latin term, pretty much after the fact. It's pretty par for the course for all statutes and law. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think we should maybe not apply that here? What are your thoughts?
I think it's got to apply here. And there's other means and mechanisms to get this hate crime prosecuted. And I did take note that the district attorney says we, and very specifically, and I think she chose those words carefully to say we are not going to do anything about or in regards to hate crime because we cannot at this time. However, I think what she was signaling to was the United States Department of Justice saying, but you can, Department of Justice. I just don't know that the Department of Justice has the will to do something like that, considering the stances that they've taken on police reform and or investigations of police abuse throughout the country since this administration came into sitting.
All right.